Alright guys, so today we're going to talk about the prop height, which some people get confused on here. So I always tell people, if you think about the bottom, the very bottom, which is going to be the clean water coming off the back of your kayak or SUP or hybrid like this one, this comes right off and literally goes right at the cap. It goes right back to the cavitation plate right here. You'll kind of see it right here, just runs straight across. Now, mind you, I always tell people a few inches, the prop needs to be a couple of inches lower, which if you look at it, well, your cavitation plate's here, prop is here, right? So your center bore is right here on the prop, gives you plenty of clean space as far as this fresh water coming off the back. Now, if you run this too high, this will spin, create bubbles, and cavitate. You don't want that. You also don't want this so low that you're going to strike the bottom down here somewhere. You know, again, I line it up with the cavitation plate. Kind of rule of thumb, gives me a couple of inches down. I've never really had a problem with it blowing bubbles, because remember, when you sit in this, it's going to go down just a little bit lower. Now, the other thing I will address also is the trim on the engine, because right here I run mine all the way back for the most part. You can go back further if you run larger bolts. I don't do that, because when you sit in this, that cavitation plate will slightly come down a little bit, kind of like that. But the reality is you want this to be slightly on an angle. I think it's about 7 degrees. I think each one of these is, if I'm not mistaken, 7 degrees. That'll adjust the angle of the cavitation plate and the prop. So the reality is you don't want this to be neutral, because when you sit in the boat, it's going to be negative. So you want this to have a little bit of a positive lift, because you're not going to lift that bow. It's not going to happen. These are kayaks. All you want to do is break the friction on the water, and that's it. That takes care of business. So just remind yourself 2 or 3 inches below center bore on the prop. That gives your leaves plenty of space to get that clean water coming from underneath. That's it, because remember, up here the water is probably right here. That should do it, guys. Hope that helped.